My name is Razan Zaitouni, human rights activist from Damascus. I based now in East Ghouta in the Damascus suburbs. The area has been liberated from the regime forces.
The video was released just a few days before Razan Zaitouni, one of the most prominent opposition activists, disappeared. She, along with her husband Wa'el Hamada and two other colleagues, Samira Khalil and Nazim Hamadi, were taken at gunpoint from their office in Douma on December 9, 2013. The town was surrounded by government forces, but it was under the control of the opposition. Jaish al-Islam, the most powerful group at the time, denies any involvement or knowledge of the kidnap.
Jaish al-Islam was not the only faction in Douma at the time. There was in the entire region forces from the Martyrs of Douma, forces of the Ghouta Rising, the Islamic Union of the Levant, and even the Nusra Front were present.
Razan Zaitouni was a very familiar face at the start of the uprising. She was wanted by the Syrian government for her role in peaceful protests calling for the downfall of the regime. Her center kept track of atrocities, but not just those committed by the government. Her friends say Jaish al-Islam saw her as a threat. She promoted a civil administration and a secular state which weren't in line with the group's ideology.
We, the Violations Documentation Center in Syria, are sure the Army of Islam kidnapped them. We have proof that Razan was in their jails and under their direct supervision. This was until the beginning of 2017, as we were able to trace her movements. Regrettably, after the beginning of 2017, information was cut off, and we have no knowledge about Razan.
The group was forced to surrender Douma to the government earlier this year. Before leaving, it released detainees from the Taubi prison. Witnesses say Razan and her colleagues were held there. They haven't been found. Both the government and on a lesser scale the rebels have been accused of cracking down on the opposition.
More than 82,000 people have went disappearing in Syria by the Syrian government. More than 82,000 people. Their families are still waiting. The same goes for hundreds of people who were abducted and went missing by armed group.
There is little hope that Razan and her colleagues will still be alive. There is a long list of peaceful activists fighting for democracy and human rights whose voices have been silenced by those in power. Sana Khuder, Al Jazeera, Beirut.